Hey everyone, this is Miko from the Permit Empire, and I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning into this video. I want to thank you all who have previously liked, shared, comment, or even subscribed to my channel. And I ask that if you have not done any of those things so far, that you go ahead and feel free to do so today. So let's get into today's video. Today's video, I wanted to just kind of go in depth a little bit about a comment or a question I received recently in regards to one of my other videos. So someone asked me a question in the comments, and yes, I did already respond. I answered it, but I wanted to kind of get a little bit more in detail with that response that I gave. It was a really good question. I've been asked this multiple times, so I figured, okay, great question to go ahead and discuss. And maybe it'll help a few other people as well. So this is the question. The question is, what are some of the easiest permits to get started with and why? So I responded to that person and I let them know I feel like plumbing, electrical, and HVAC permits, those are the easiest to get involved with or to get started with. I also listed driveway or concrete permits as also good permits to get started with. And I wanted to get into the reason as to why I think those are good permits that you can start with for beginners. This person did say that they are, I guess, at the beginning of their journey with starting as a permit runner. So they just wanted to get some insight to that, right? So I'll start with those three first: plumbing, electrical, and HVAC. I want to talk a little bit about those first, right? So usually speaking, when you're submitting a permit to the building department, it goes through different divisions in the building department. Now, these have their own specific divisions to go to. Electrical, there's an actual division, a review division, electrical division that reviews those permits. Same thing with plumbing and same thing with HVAC. Now, HVAC is AC and heating, okay? So they have a division, and that division is mechanical, who usually reviews those permits. So with that being said, it's usually one division that has to review each of those types of permits. So usually it's something that can happen pretty fast. You submit the permit application. There's usually not too much details, not too many details they're asking for those type of projects. Usually what they want to see is a permit application and a floor plan showing the proposed work that is to be done. It's usually something really simple. They're not really asking for product approvals, NOAs, any of those extra type of things. So that makes these projects a little bit easier to get permits for. Because there's not too many other documents that are needed for these type of projects. So you're going to go in a lot of cases with, like I said, a permit application signed. Maybe it needs to be notarized, but you can handle that, of course. So it needs to be signed, possibly notarized. If you're here in Florida and the job is over $2,500, then you may need a notice of commencement as well. And sometimes you'll need a contract, and then you'll need, of course, like I said, that floor plan just showing the proposed work that will be done to that project, right? Usually pretty simple. It's usually pretty simple. You go ahead, you have those things submitted. Like I said, in some cases, they'll review it that same day. You can have an approval as early as that same day. And even some of the building departments, they do what is called a walkthrough permit, which is basically you come in, you submit it, and they'll go ahead and review it right away. And they'll have that same permit back to you for approval, in a short period of time, in that day, within that day. So those type of permits are usually those type of permits where you can get those quick approvals for. It's usually reviewed by maybe one plan reviewer, one division, really easy to get involved with, right? Now, I did also mention driveways in concrete. Those are pretty easy permits as well, because once again, they don't require a whole lot of additional information. Usually you're looking for a permit application. Once again, if you're in Florida and the job is over $2,500, you're going to also need that notice of commencement. You may need a copy of the contract, and you're going to need a copy of the survey of the property showing where you propose to have this new driveway placed, or showing, hey, there's an existing driveway here, we're going to do some modifications to this driveway. Usually it's pretty simple. Now, it may go through a couple different divisions for review. It may go through zoning, it may go through engineering, it may also go through the structural department, but it's usually a pretty simple project to have processed and approved in a short period of time. And again, usually there's not a whole lot of paperwork or details that are required for this type of project as well. You usually don't need like product approvals, NOAs, those type of things. It's pretty cut and dry what you need. So that is also a good type of project to get involved with when it comes to permitting. Now, again, the concrete contractors or driveway contractors are sometimes general contractors, right? There is a separate license that some driveway or concrete contractors have, but in some cases those are still just general contractors. So when you're listing your services and you're marketing your services, you may still want to seek out concrete or driveway contractors or GCs that perform that type of service. You still may want to, market to them as well your services. But plumbers, electricians, and AC companies, definitely those are great permits that you can start with something pretty easy. Doesn't require a whole lot of additional paperwork. Very easy for you to get involved with. So again, I hope this video gives a little bit of insight. I hope it helps someone. If you've had that question, let me know if this helped answer that at all for you. And please feel free to leave me any comments in the comments section because I look forward to chit-chatting